have another major sporting event happening tonight, and I cannot wait. UFC is touting it as one of the biggest sporting events in the world. It is the Sphere fight. It is the Noches ESPN UFC 306. We have a banger one for a main event here. We got Sugar Shane O'Malley and Mev. I thought I got it right.
Morab.
Try it, buddy. I phonetically even wrote it down, man. I messed myself up on it too. I phonetically wrote it down.
Dolphishvili.
Billy. That's my guess.
All I know is that man's taking the L, bro. Sugar Shane's going out there and he's gonna bait him to stand up with him and try to box it out. Sugar Shane is gonna knock him out because he's gonna bait him. Now, if Morab goes to the ground game, he can win this because you know how it is with dudes on that side of the planet Earth. Dudes are great at the grappling game, bro. So if he gets him on the floor, he can win. But if he stays up top with Sugar Shane, Shane's knocking him out, man.
Yep, that's the ultimate strategy right there. Like Sugar's just got to keep it up top. He's got to stand with him the whole time. If he takes him down, he's got a way to get back up top quickly. But yeah, if this fight stays up top the whole time, I got Sugar Sean taking this one easy.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest thing. I think it's the ultimate offense versus defense kind of fight, really. Sugar Shane, if it definitely stays on top, he's going to probably win. He lands 62% of strike rates. He also loves going for knockouts, man. 70% of his strikes are to the head. So he's going for those right there. Morab is also on a 10-win fight streak. So he's actually doing pretty well himself, too. So it should be a pretty exciting event. He averages about 6.4 takedowns per 15-minute rounds. So that's pretty damn impressive. We've never really seen Sugar Shane have to defend himself along that way because he's usually got the reach and striking. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see how he's able to keep him off of his game because there's not been very many people who's been able to stop these that area of wrestlers. These guys are just absolutely amazing out there. They wear the hat to the ring. I don't know if that's a superpower or what it is, man, but dudes look really good out there. So that's going to be a really, really fun fight. Do you got any predictions on how long it's going to last?
Dude, if he stays up with Sugar, it's going to last under 5 rounds. If he tries to take him to the floor and he's successful in most of the rounds and taking him down and trying to get a submission, I think it will go to distance. And maybe at the end of it, they'll still choose Sugar to win it.
BC?
Yeah, I would tend to agree. The longer though too this fight pans out, potentially the more it could favor the wrestler, just because you're conserving a little bit more energy by taking the ground. You're wearing him out as well, and if O'Malley's able to keep this fight standing for most of the first 3 rounds, I think that this fight favors him so much.
All right, so what's your prediction? Who's winning? I forgot if you said that or not.
No, I got him. Yep.
Yeah.
O'Malley. Man, it's been really hard. I'm gonna take O'Malley, but this is the first time I've actually taken him. Every time I've seen him in any of these fights, I'm always like, I think he's a joke, but he has proved me completely wrong. That he's not a gimmick. That guy's the real deal. I'm just worried about. I agree with what you're saying. If it goes longer than the first 2, maybe 3 rounds, that's when it starts to favor the wrestler for sure. So I think he has to strike fast and he has to strike hard because that guy has a hell of a chin as well. So that's going to be a really, really electric fight. So I'm pretty excited about that one. That one's not the only event we have going on for this one as well. Crazy enough, it's the first trilogy fight for the females. It is Shevchenko versus Grasso, and both these females are pretty awesome. First fight went to Grasso pulling off the upset, and the last one was a split draw split draw. I'm going to take Shevchenko. She's one of my all-time favorite fighters. I just think so that she doesn't waste any strikes. She's got 8 wins by knockout, 7 by submission, 6 first-round finishes, 53% strike rate, 64% takedowns, and 35% of her wins come in KOs. G-Mike, what's your thoughts on this one?
I got Grossman, man. I feel like that second fight, she should have had it as well. It was a split decision, and they gave it to Shevchenko. That's how you pronounce her name?
Shevchenko, yep.
They give it to her, and whatever, more power to it. I feel like it goes in the politics of trying to market and trying to make a trilogy. Like you said, first trilogy fight for the women's in UFC history. So it's like they try to do that, in my opinion. But I feel like Grossman had it in that second fight. I think she would have been on top right now 2-0. So It's split 1-1, and I think she's gonna end it, go up 2-1.
Yeah, and if you're able to check it out on YouTube or any of the socials, yeah, we're showing over the some of the highlights of the last fight on here, and she got her, and it was impressive, and that's pretty surprising. I did not see that coming. That was a huge upset on that one. BC, what's your thoughts, buddy?
Yeah, it was a huge upset for sure. But one thing that I've always heard when it comes to mixed martial arts is that knockouts can be considered almost pretty lucky at times, but submissions, it's never luck that you're able to get it. It shows that how much you have. I think Grasso, she looked really great in that first fight against Shevchenko. I know it was the upset, and the second one obviously went the distance. But, we're looking at, again, kind of the grappler versus the striker here. And I think that in this one, I think that Grasso, she's done enough to where she knows Shevchenko very well. Obviously, Shevchenko is one of the greatest female fighters of all time, not taking any of that away from it at all. But I think that just because we have that familiarity and she has the ground experience, I think, able to get Shevchenko off her feet, be able to keep her on the ground, dominate there. I feel like she has just enough to pull this one out again. And like George said, I think she's going to go up 2 wins on her. And I think that, maybe this will be the last time we see Shevchenko in the championship. But I think as long as Grasso's in there, I think that, I don't think she's getting anywhere near the title belt.
Yeah, and Grasso actually she can has hands as well. She actually has 43% strike rate as well, and has 5 first-round finishes. So she's definitely got hands as well. So it's not like she's just all wrestling and all that. But I'm going with my girl Shevchenko in this one. So forgive me if I've got Shevchenko. BC, you got.
I've got Grasso.
Grasso.
I love it.
Noche. And UFC Noche.